right, nice job. Good set. Let's do some social kick.
All right, everyone, we are here live. Thanks for joining us on the Social Kick podcast. For those that have never joined us before, just a fun conversation about some current events with swimming with some of my good friends here. Over here to the right,
Brian Lundquist.
Luke Paddington.
all right, and we always go around and say what we're drinking tonight. So, Luke, I heard you had the flu during the Super Bowl, and now you're drinking.
Was it the coronavirus?
It was anxiety before because I'm a Niners fan, so it was huge anxiety before.
Yeah, what happened, man?
We won the Super Bowl for 3.5 quarters.
Okay.
It's the Kyle Shanahan effect.
And then it was the Atlanta Falcons.
You know it all too well.
Oh,
At this
man.
house.
At this house, we've seen some epic losses.
That's why I can't watch the Super Bowl here anymore.
Why?
Epic meltdowns.
What year was that?
16 NFL season, but 2017
17.
Super Bowl, I think.
That was crazy when New England came back. That was an amazing comeback.
No, it wasn't. It was terrible. Don't say that again.
Well, anyways, what do you
How about
think?
the Bengals, John?
Hey, worst team in the league, number one pick.
Ugh.
Who are you going to get?
I guess this quarterback. I mean, his dad coached in Ohio, and he's kind of from Ohio. I think they have to take him, even though I'd like to see them get more draft picks and build it up. They got to do it. Okay.
So this is a Modern Times IPA. Modern Times is a really good brewery from San Diego I've been to, and I really enjoy it. It's a hazy IPA called Proxima, and I enjoyed the pattern.
It looks like it has pills on it.
Yes. That's what I'm drinking as well. But yeah, I do see the Dr. Mario pills on here.
Dr. Mario pills?
What's Dr. Mario mean?
Oh, you're right. It was Dr. Mario. No, yeah, that.
When you have the pills and you turn the
Yeah.
pills, it was kind of like a
Yeah, they have it
line
in
'em
Super
up
Smash.
type of game.
Yeah.
What's Dr. Mario?
I never owned that game, but I know what you're talking about.
There you go.
Yeah.
Brian, what are you drinking?
I changing gears tonight. Shadow Puppet Brewing Company. This is the Kentucky Uncommon Amber Ale.
Ooh.
Bit of a different. I can't say that I'm a huge fan of the 16-ounce cans though. These seem to be all the rage now. The 4-packs.
They are.
I don't like it. I'm a 6-pack traditional guy.
But these are pints.
Well, it's 16 ounces.
So,
It doesn't say pint. It says 16 ounces.
which is a pint.
But
So the six
If you
pack
say-
gives you
if you say pint, you're supposed to fancy it.
right.
Fancy a pint.
There you go. And then, who do we have in the corner here? Our color man off screen.
Got my trusty core water bottle.
Justin, always repping the core water bottle, especially on a school night here.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta hydrate.
All right, so
Hydrate or dihydrate.
there you go. So I thought it was a slow kind of current events week in swimming, but then we had some interesting news today that Jonty Skinner, I think his title was maybe associate head coach at IU, is retiring starting immediately. Exactly. I thought we might bring some news here, Brian. As a elite D1 swimmer, what is that? I mean, it's February.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up. That's weird.
Right?
It's weird even if he had been there for a while. But it's even weirder the fact that he hasn't been there for a while since
I think it's
maybe
first year,
not even a year.
Then Ray Booz just leave.
Not even a year. Robert
No.
Howard followed him there.
Mm-hmm.
Bunch of sprint. I mean, he's got an elite sprint group.
Yep.
And so yeah, I don't know what to think about it. I saw some chatter that there was some weird stuff that he was posting on Facebook about Coley Stickles at Alabama. I don't know if that's true. But man, yeah, nothing but bizarre. It's also strange that there's been quite a bit of turnover at IU recently. I mean, the Westfall thing is one thing, and maybe it seemed like that was an isolated incident. And yeah, if you're a top program with a coach that's got a good pedigree and you're attracting a lot of swimmers and building a good program, it's natural for there to be some turnover in the coaching staff, but there seems to be a lot of turnover in the Indiana coaching staff over the last few years. So I don't know. My first reaction was, ooh, him and Ray clashed. But, I'm not sure. There may be something else there. But either way, I think it's puts all of the sprint group in a really tough spot because they're in the lead up to trials.
Big time.
It's not really the time you want to change programs. I don't expect that there would be people that do change programs. I think at this point they're in it together. They're going to find a way to fill that void at Indiana right now. Probably not within the college season, but they got some work to do. But for now, the pro group's probably got some filler coaches, and writing their own workouts and
Yeah.
who knows what.
And they have, I mean, obviously Ray's there, Corey Chitwood's there. They have other good coaches that I'm sure can, try and pick up the slack for them, at least for the college season. But like you said, it'd be nice, at least for those guys that followed him and the rest of that sprint group, to have someone leading the charge.
No, it was my thought exactly when I heard he retired, or resigned. What's going to happen to the team for the next 2 to 6 weeks to conference to trials? And how would you go through your last couple of weeks of season without your head coach there running your program and relying on your assistants? And I mean, when a basketball coach gets ejected in the second quarter, the assistants do a pretty decent job in step in. But can you imagine for the season, what would you do as a swimmer?
Yeah, well, I mean, unfortunately, in this case, he's not the head coach, so he wasn't responsible for the whole program.
Right.
And so, and you're right, they do have other staff there.
Yeah, check what it
I think, regardless, it still puts everybody else in a very different position because, Jonty would have been most familiar with the program he was writing for those people. That said, he hasn't been there that long.
Sure.
So it could be that there's less of an impact if he had been, the person who was coaching. So I think Robert Howard is probably the most impacted because he's been Robert's coach for 6 years or 5 years. So that puts him in a tough spot. But everybody else, you should be able to recover okay. I had a coach pass away when I was on the college team at Auburn. Ralph Crocker. He wasn't my coach; he was a distance coach. But there were a bunch of folks, his swimmers who loved him dearly. It seems like with distance swimmers, there is such a close bond with your coach, and so that made it really difficult for those people. It happened early enough in the year that it wasn't right around a big meet. And of course had a different emotional dynamic to it, but it's not totally unheard of for that sort of thing to happen to a program. So I'm sure they'll be okay. And I think the message for the team, if I'm coaching there, is, hey, look, you've been doing the work. Come do the work. Come to practice every day.
Yep.
Make sure that you leave the pool every day and know that you got better. And leave it in the pool and leave it in the gym and you'll be all right. So
you're doing it for the team. You put in the work.
Yeah, I mean, there's enough people that are changing programs and experimenting with different styles today that they'll be okay. But it's definitely especially from one of the top programs.
Yeah, and a big name coach.
And in the top position. Are they the best pro sprint group right now?
Breaststroke group.
The breaststroke group for sure. But I don't think Jonty was coaching all the breaststroke groups.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of them. I mean, I have
maybe
to think
some,
for everyone else
coaches
that
all mix
it's...
Sprint, with Peroni right there. Is it Zach Apples?
The sprinting, yes.
Zach
not
Apples.
breaststroke.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So
General sprinting,
I think at least one of the top ones, if not the top. That's for sure.
If that's true, what people were saying about him saying stuff about Coley or anything about the Bama program,
Sure.
That's just weird.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, okay. So that's you don't just leave in the middle of the year because you remembered that you wanted to write a book.
Yeah. Agreed. I don't know. Something's up. It sounds odd. We wish Jonty the best. Excited to see his book. I think he's a great coach and has interesting insights on the world of swimming. But I think there's more to this story, so we'll see how it all pans out, and hope IU can, like you said, these sprint swimmers can get ready for NC still and trials, which I think they will, but certainly a little bit of a twist to the season for them.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't know if any of that's true. It's all speculation. I just hope that it's not. It's interesting.
Definitely.
Makes for some drama in the season, that's for sure.
For sure. Justin, do you have something else to add over there?
I was just gonna. I mean, Brian just alluded to it about him wanting to write a book. I just want to throw that in. He said he was retired since last May, and then Ray supposedly recruited him. I don't know if that will add anything to the discussion, but I just want to throw that in there to the rest of our viewers.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I think that's the big NCAA news going on. I mean, that's the big meets, at least in the States, happening. You guys see anything else for college meets or?
Princeton was this weekend. I think Harvard won it again.
Very fast meet. Well, Harvard men won, Princeton women won.
Which is great.
Good. Yep.
HYP.
Yeah.
But getting to I guess that meet leads into a lot of rivalry meets in the swimming world. The head-to-head dual meet rivalries coming up.
My university won their McGill University won their first conference meets, the RSEQ meets, for the first time in 19 years, combined men's and women, and it was great.
What was your guys' mascot?
We were the Redbirds.
Shout out to the Redbirds.
Yeah.
What the heck?
What
the?
We're
what
the Martlets and the Red Men. So yeah, it's all good.
frick is a
Martlet is a fictional character, mythical creature.
I feel like I can hear the cheers. We were the Redbirds.
No,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not the Cali Condor yell.
I just want to put an input. Shane Cases was a beast this past weekend. He swam off events. He swam the 1,000 and won it, actually, and he's a sprinter.
Mid-distance sprinter. He's pretty
Mid-distance
versatile,
sprinter,
but
yeah.
not all the way up to 1,000. What did he go in the 1,000?
He went. Let me just make sure this is correct here. 9:19:67, which is 9:19, which is moving in 1,000. At least to me, that's pretty good for.
I mean,
for
showing some range, some versatility, but he
That's good.
does IM, does all this, so like I think I mentioned in one podcast, I'm excited to see how he does at trials. I think he could be that kind of guy that comes out of nowhere, even though he's obviously on the scene, but could make maybe a couple events.
Right.
But I interrupted you when you're saying this is the week for like rivalry week, isn't it? We have
I don't know if it's this week, but it's starting to come up, obviously.
We got Cal Stanford women next weekend on the 15th, and
Uh-huh.
then the men's meet is the following weekend. Both at Stanford, which we should go.
Yeah. Want to head up there? That's for sure. That'd be exciting.
Yeah, that's always a fun meet to watch.
Yeah.
It is, and always obviously some fast swimming, two of the top programs in the country, especially on the
It just
women's
happens
side.
so late. It's such strange timing.
What, like time of day or in the year?
In the year.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, Pac-12 is always
it's a
at the
week
back
later.
end,
Yeah.
right? They're the last conferences and all that, right?
Look how weird this schedule is for the men. If this is right, this is on Cal's website. That Cal swims at Stanford on February 22nd. And then Pac-12, it's diving, starts that week. Okay.
So the diving schedule kind of.
And then the swimming
jostles
starts
around.
March 4th. Okay, so at least they've got a week and a half. I thought they did. That's so strange. Yeah, but I mean, it's not uncommon to have a dual meet a week and a half out from the conference meet. There's a lot of teams that do that, and it's crazy how how much of a drop you see between those two meets.
Yeah.
Big time.
I mean, I don't know if I told the story before, but when I remember my senior year, we swam Florida State a week and a half. This weekend, assuming conference is in like 2 weeks later, 10 days later, I went 21 in the 50 free at Florida State, and then didn't do anything for the next week and a half.
Sure.
So that was on Saturday. Then a week and a half later on Thursday, I went 19.6.
Wow.
It was like, well,
Yeah.
Second half.
yeah. I mean, that's pretty much all that happened.
Yeah,
sure.
That's so crazy how that can happen. So I'm excited for that.
That's my problem. I
just
haven't
a big
rested in
jump.
20
Yeah.
years. So,
Really? That's it?
That's my problem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure. I think the Niners needed more rest for that fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Oh, that taper in football, that's a thing?
Exactly. Always doing taper.
I'm going through the schedule, and correct me if I'm wrong, but Pac-12 is for swimming is March 4th through basically March 8th, and then only a few weeks later is NC2A.
Yeah, they're the closest one to NC, so we're getting right into the thick of it. It's going to start picking up with some of these. I know you said you had a big drop, but I mean, a lot of times at these rivalry dual meets, there are some fast times, and sometimes you'll have the non-conference kids starting to taper, so they'll be popping best times. So should be some fast swims starting to come up in the yard.
There'll be some that swim faster at these dual meets than they do at conference or NCAA.
How did you feel when you went 21 points at that state meet? And what if you had gone 19-1 at that state meet? Would you think like a peaking too early? Well, against state, you know. But you know, psychology, you're always worried if you peak too
Swim
early.
fan, what are we listening to?
Is it a high school meet
this
now?
weekend?
We don't have state universities in Canada, okay?
Red
Or
Birds
Trinidad,
versus
so
state.
we don't know.
I remember my state cut.
But you know what I mean? Like,
Toronto
were you
State.
worried that you were slow and you just worked too hard and you knew what you had to do and you made adjustments? And what if you went 19-1 against Florida State?
Yeah, I was really worried.
Yeah,
I was
Real
in panic mode. Like, arrest me, please.
Okay, good. And you made the right adjustments and good coaching and you know what to do.
Yeah, it was brutal. I don't think I scored any points in that race, actually.
That's a rough one.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yikes.
So anyways, some exciting college swimming stuff ahead. I think some other stuff in the news. We have Cullen Jones swimming in a meet, 100 free.
Well done, Cullen.
Thoughts on his possible comeback? Is he training that seriously? What did he end up going?
44.8.
44.6.
44.8 or 44.6.
He's 35 years old.
Yeah, I gotta double check.
He's doing something.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
He's doing something.
He's swimming, yeah. I don't
Put it
Brian,
this
you
way.
swam with him, right?
I wouldn't bet on him, but I wouldn't count him out.
You can never count him out.
I think he's a little behind the curve at this point.
Yeah, I think he's got a long ways to go still.
And-
44 is decent, but not.
And in the last couple of years, we've really seen the depth refresh in a way in his events that I think it's a really uphill battle.
I mean, what's his best time ever? 100 long course. Before
100 long
Justin
course?
answers, what do we think Cullen's best flat start time is?
48-1.
mid. Yeah, I was gonna say more 48 mid, like 48-4.
Well, whatever he went at trials.
No, he made trials to make it.
in
with
2012.
Had to been.
He
Robert Gill.
won it.
Yeah.
Did he?
Or did he get second?
Robert Gill.
But he got an individual spot out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
we got an individual spot in the 50 free. Remember that?
He got it in the 50, and that's not unheard
Yeah.
of. But in the 100 was the crazy one.
Yeah.
And that happened first, by the way. 'Cause
Mhm.
That's in the it's earlier in the event order. At
Yep.
trials.
Yep.
So anyway, definitely 48. Low.
If Cullen had gone 42 this weekend, you'd be like, maybe he's on his way back.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
If he went 42, I think that would change.
I've
the
been like,
discussion.
all right,
Discussion.
this is serious. Yeah,
Yeah.
he could maybe go whatever in the 48 range. At
Yeah.
trials.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's.
Do we
But who
want to
knows,
know?
man? I
what's
don't
the
know
best
what kind
time?
of shape he's been in.
Best time according to SwimSwam, 50 free, world champs in Rome, Italy, 21-4, 100 free, 48-3-5 at U.S. trials in 08.
48-3.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh, and 08.
in 08.
Oh, so he didn't go as
I
fast
need to
in
double
12.
check that because I feel like he might have been.
Jeez, I
faster.
thought he was faster in 12. Anyway,
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
And then Hayden
Yeah.
coming out of retirement.
Hayden, well
that
done.
one's cool.
Yeah,
7 years retired, huh? That's a long time. to retire.
Whoever wants to follow him, he posts stuff on Reddit in the swimming subreddit, like of his practices and stuff, and
Oh,
he
weird.
posts it, and he'll comment and respond to people. It's really interesting. Like he posted
Good on
something
him,
like
man.
he did.
Do you guys use Reddit?
Yes,
I mean, obviously you do, John.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you don't?
yeah. So he
45
he
years
posted
old.
something where he did like 450s yards on 5 minutes, and he went 19.7 on one of them.
Jesus.
And he posted it, and I don't know I don't who knows who's on Reddit. They're like, "Wow, you're pretty good," and like things like this, and it's like, oh, and they're like, "Who are you?" and this and that. And he's like, "Well, I just wanted to. This is my first time breaking 20 yards because he never swam yards, so I wanted to post it or something like that." But it's interesting that he like posts this stuff on Reddit and seems to engage with I'd say a fairly, I don't know, novice to intermediate audience
Yeah.
on Reddit there. But yeah, so I don't know. It seems like he's
I don't see why
doing
he's
some
making
fast
picks. I
times.
see him in Tokyo. I mean, top 6 you have to make in Canada. You still have to make the top
Wait,
6 that
for
have to
the
make the
relay?
FINA 8 team. Like
For the
FINA
relay?
8 time, yeah.
Okay.
But Canada does go 60.
It does go 6 deep.
6
Once the 6 have a time that's fast enough. It's not automatic. It's the 4 is automatic, 6 is if the overall time's fast enough.
Okay.
Wow,
Yeah.
cool.
Interesting.
There he is.
And who else
First
did-
Canadian to win a medal in the 100-meter freestyle. ever.
Bronze. Yeah.
His
There it is.
handle is like gold medalist or something, like gold medalist world championship. Maybe not
Jeez.
gold medal, something like that on Reddit. But anyways, who else does Canada have in the men's 50 free? And what's the A standard in the 50 free?
Look it up, Justin.
I'm looking.
I don't know.
right
Yeah, I don't
now.
know
I'm
either
looking
of
at
these things.
I
Phoenix.
have
Yuri-
no idea what the A standard is.
Yuri Pirelli.
I'm looking
Who's
it up
that?
right now.
Are you naming tires? By the way, this amber ale is actually pretty good.
completed-
Yeah,
It's been
the
up there.
A standard in which event? Sorry.
No, what Canadian ranking? Canadian 100-meter freestyles.
Canadian 100.
I thought we were going after 50s.
Oh, 50.
Oh,
400.
Yeah, I
I mean,
don't
I'm
know.
in
But I'm
tri-
excited
anyways.
about that. I mean, I don't know. So when Irvin,
So he's 35, you're saying?
but the thing is, you could compare them to
Cullen
Irvin.
35.
Oh, Colin, sorry.
So they're
Power rankings in Swimming Canada.
Yes.
Hopefully this has it.
Yuri Kurso. That's his name.
yeah, so they're about the same age, right? As Irvin was, and shoot, he won, right? So, I mean, now it was the 50, and but I mean, so these guys can come back and be super fast.
Yeah.
And maybe they'll shake it up a little bit, but I think
Like you said, the 50
one
and
thing
100
one thing is like maybe Irvin's comeback really proved to a lot of these guys that it doesn't. You can come back if you maintain a few things, right? So if you maintain strength and fitness, I mean, physiologically, what do you think is working against them that is going to be a hill to overcome in the comeback?
Well, I do think that it is very feasible in swimming because even though you'll probably start losing absolute strength in your early 20s from like your max, in swimming we're so inefficient. If you can improve your technique, even if you're not getting 100% your same power production, if you're able to modify your technique, it should allow you to still be just as fast. Just because we're so inefficient in the water still. So I think that's why Dara as well as someone older that was able to really do well in those sprint events. That's why we see 50 swimmers age better than distance swimmers in swimming, where almost every other sport it's the opposite. Especially in like track, you see distance runners are all the older athletes, and sprinters are usually the younger people. It's because once you start losing the absolute power, you're completely off the sprint running map. But in swimming, it's so technical that that's where the difference is. So I definitely think if you can continue to maintain that skill, that technique, and then you can start to train and get it back into it, you can get back there.
To that point, so Tony Irving made his comeback in 2013, I want to say. And I was around him, seeing him train for those years at Cal. And I always remember seeing Tony Irving was in the diving well with fins on, doing the most slowest freestyle you could imagine, but perfectly. Just completely just working on his technique just beautifully. That's all he did. I just remember perfect technique. That's what he did.
2012.
And then he got
2012 he made the Olympic team. Not 2013. Anthony Irvin. He didn't come back in 2013. He came back. He came back for the 2012 trials because you said 2013.
I'm sorry. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But he made the team.
So
he was at 12 trials.
He was at 12 trials. He didn't make the team.
He wasn't on the team.
Finished fifth in the 50 freestyle with a time of 21.7.
Wow.
Which is pretty darn good.
It took him 4
No.
years.
He made the team.
In 12?
Yeah. He finished in the finals of the 50 free at the Olympics, 21.7. Because him and Cullen made it, remember? Cullen won it. Yeah. It was Cullen won the 50 free at trials, then it was Anthony Irvin.
Huh.
So when did he make his comeback?
All right.
Interwebs are not giving me a specific date. But he did get... I remember him at the 12 trials.
He retired in 2002, perhaps, after World Champs 01 when he won it. And then...
I remember 2016.
Yeah, 2016 for sure.
Well, 16, remember, I believe
you.
He won the gold, right?
Right. Yeah.
But then 12, I remember he made the team because it was him and Cullen because everyone thought Nathan was going to do it. But it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it shows it took him 4 years to get back into that most elite side.
Right, yeah. So these guys have started much later.
That's
good. Yeah. So, but why is it that's the case with distance swimming and sprinters? I mean, distance. Why it's different in swimming? Like, why don't we see? Is it just because distance swimming training is? I mean, why is?
Say it.
First of all, it sucks, but it takes a lot. Well, would you say that the total time invested in doing it and any physical impact to your body is greater than that of a marathoner? I mean, marathoners are doing volume.
But who's training for a marathon when they're 12 years old and running?
That's true.
Oh, is that why? Do you think because
just at the volume at such a young age? I think it just adds up. I mean, most of the distance runners don't really get into that. Even like cross country in high school, they're only doing 5Ks. They're not doing marathons, where kids are doing mile swims at 12 years old and doing
4 a.m.
pretty crazy volumes. And I think it's just that volume, not only the physical volume, the psychological volume of the time at the practice and in the pool. I think it all adds up, and that's why we don't see it there.
Could you create a better long distance swimmer if you were to mitigate the long term training goals? Like you had like a 15-year plan, and you can figure out, let's just carve it out, because we know that physiologically your body is probably best ready for this time distance when you're 29 years old versus 19 years old.
Possibly.
We don't know. It'd be interesting.
It would be.
You know where we do kind of see it though is in open water swimming.
We do.
You see that transition from pool swimming and distance swimming to open water swimming. We just don't see it in pool swimming from like somebody who's an elite 200, 400 person to then suddenly be doing the mile in the twilight of their career.
Big time. Which, I mean, who are the top open water females right now? A few of them are in their 30s, aren't they?
Haley Anderson,
right?
Ashley Twitchell.
Right? So they're, like you said, she's on the little younger side.
But those two aren't.
Yeah, exactly.
So right. And you wonder, is that because they've had the pool experience, this competition in the pool, and then they migrate to open water because, in a professional life, it requires. It doesn't always require this.
Sure.
I mean, they do the vast majority of their training in the pool anyway.
Big time.
So maybe that's a null argument, but it is a different atmosphere. You kind of need to be independent.
Big time.
In a way to go and compete in those races, to seek them out, to travel on your own.
Sure.
And in some ways, you probably need to reach a certain status to do that. There's not a lot of club open water meets,
Definitely not.
right? So
And it's
Yeah, I think
very
open-
select spots.
Open water we
Yeah.
just have so much to learn still because it's a still pretty new avenue, and so I think those are all valid points, and we just don't know.
right.
It's interesting that you see the open water swimmers who are going for distance, not so much the speed. So not your 5K and 10K swimmers, are the ones who are trying to cross channels or swim like they're older in age, right?
Those ones are the ultra endurance.
The ultra endurance
are
ones.
definitely older in age. So
Which is also interesting. I mean, Cameron Bellamy, he just swam from Barbados to St. Lucia, and he just finished rowing from Chile to Antarctica.
Jesus.
I mean, that's ridiculous. What these guys are doing, and Cameron must be in his late 30s. It's great.
Jeez. Well, while we're on this distance topic, can I throw one in here? So, the IAAF just ruled on the shoe technology, and so for those that haven't been up to speed on this, we're talking about the running world having gone through the same type of experience that swimming went through in the supersuit era, and what's happened is Nike developed this new shoe, the Vaporfly 4%, and then they came out with another new version, and now there's a few other companies that have come out with other versions similar to it. It's the copycat game. Everybody's doing the exact same thing. In swimwear, it was impermeable materials started by the Speedo Laser. In shoes, it's a carbon plate, and now the use of multiple carbon plates stacked on each other, providing extra spring in return. And so now the IAAF came out and ruled some definition around the structure of the shoe. I'm not going to go into the details, but it has been basically what they did was they took a ruling. They wanted to level the playing field and at least set some guidelines around maximums and things like that. So it's interesting because they didn't similar to swimming, they didn't unratify world records that were set, but they also didn't make everybody go back and run in flats, which is kind of like swimming had the pendulum swing
Way
so
back.
much back the other direction.
big time.
It's almost as if we had allowed supersuit materials but let everybody still wear a jammer or a leg suit. That seems like where track field landed was, okay, well, let's at least let it get to this point, but we're not going to go back and go crazy with it. So I don't know, having lived through that era and then the kind of the curve back to jammers and swimsuit technology now, it's been very interesting to watch this evolution in track, and even races that I've competed in as a triathlete, to go and see my competitors or people that I know there going, oh, you're going to wear your 4% or your next percents? Did you get a pair? It's probably good to get a pair for the races because they're so much faster. They're like, even at the amateur level, this sort of thing is going on. And I mean, that's what we saw in swimming too. It's like the haves and the have-nots. And if you didn't have it,
But it's
Get out.
in swimming, it benefited more people than others. Different body types got benefited by different suits more than others, so percentage.
That's a theory.
And it's a theory, right? With its a size and body composition and distances, it's a track.
I don't think we know that for sure, but
Well,
I think
wasn't
a lot
that
of
one of the
people,
things I've read?
a lot of people
I
will argue
would
that.
subscribe to that
A
theory.
lot of people will argue that, but I don't think we know that for sure.
Yeah.
But a lot of people could benefit from the fact that you didn't burn so much lactic acid because of muscle, but some people were better trained. I don't know.
Well, it's just one of those where certain people fell off like completely
Completely.
right after the suits,
Right.
or really impaired their performance, and people would, I think, draw correlations that it's this type of body type, but I think it could have been psychological.
It could be as well.
As much, right? So it's hard to say.
But is that
nonetheless,
going to
yeah.
help us? Is that going to help all runners fairly equally? I'm not a running expert, but is that going to change the technique? Is it really going to focus on people who have really good back lift or have really good drive? I don't know. I mean, what does it do? I'd love to have some of our commentary about that.
I don't know, but what changed a lot is that the shoe style. Well, I mean, a couple things that are what I've picked up from it are that the shoe does two things in particular. That it increases the amount of spring or propulsion that you get from when you put energy into the ground, and that's ultimately the 4% when they started with that was supposed to be it makes you that % faster overall, and so it was like a total time decrease. But that it's both the energy return as well as the reduction of impact or total load over the course of the race, and so or training either way. And so you're impacting your longevity as well as your speed. And so, I mean, based on that, I would say, yeah, it's probably supposed to make everybody better. But I would imagine that, I mean, it's also changing things because people were racing in a much more minimalist version of a shoe. And this is like,
More weight,
it's beefier. It's like the Hoka One shoes that are like a fat.
Right.
They're pretty fat
stacked
shoes.
in them.
I'm looking.
So that's one of the rulings was they limited the stack
Size,
height,
right?
so you can't make it super thick.
Sounds like what Mondo Track did to the track and field rule when Mondo Tracks came in. With the same
Oh
kind of
right,
spring.
yeah, exactly.
It sounds
Spring to
similar.
the track. Right.
It's interesting it happens 4 months out before the Olympics and how much you have to gain business-wise.
Yeah,
I think
In
it
fact,
has to
the
be
Olympics,
strategic,
the-
right?
the
They did that with the
IOC,
suits too.
I mean,
that
track
was-
is the premier event. Usain Bolt is not competing this year.
Well, and it's not on the track; it's only on road events.
Sorry. Is okay. All one says doing a Mondo Track equivalent to road events.
Well, yeah, I mean it's
yeah.
yeah, but I mean so it's more by marathoners
Sure.
and people competing.
So
on the road.
159.
a road 5K or
Might be not targets. You know.
Yeah, so anyway, interesting to see how that's going on, and of course, a lot of people that experience that in swimming are going, "Yeah, I can see this happening the
Big time.
whole way through."
So it's
No,
only for
it's-
road events, not even for like you ran a 5K on a track.
Well, yeah,
Who?
nobody. I haven't. At least I don't,
don't
think
know.
so. I'm not a track expert, but I don't think that anybody would run in this on the track.
On a track, okay.
Because it's not
It's too
grippy,
much.
It's still like a trainer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
But anyway.
Just a cool fun fact. So it's sold in sports stores for $250, but if you go get it for resale, it can go up to as high as $695 or $750.
So it's like suits.
For a cool $250
Yeah,
Cool.
or you can pay almost $800.
for a pair of sneaks.
Well, there you go. Justin, what sneaks have you been wearing lately?
The Kobe's.
The Copies. So anyways, I pulled up the A standard. So 22.0 men's 50 free, 8 Olympic A standard,
Okay.
48.5 100 free.
So no one's under that A standard in Canada if we want to go back to the Canada power rankings right now.
So
Yeah, they won't be because Canadian have their trials later.
So is Brent Hayden gonna make the Olympics? You said yes, right?
I think so. I think if they can get 6 guys to do a combined relay time.
Yeah, I mean, are there going to be 6 guys in Canada that are under, let's say,
49.
40? Yeah, just 49.
Under 49.
Yeah,
I don't know.
only
You got to
one
have 6
guy-
guys under 49,
40.
right?
Yeah.
Under 49?
Yeah.
6 under 40.
Wait, hold
I
on.
don't know. I just feel like now we've hit that threshold.
Where are we
where
at for you had the Canada
I mean,
rankings?
Yes.
I mean,
So
I hear
Brent
what you're saying.
Hayden 22.34. The A cut is 22 flat, so 22.01.
I mean,
Yeah.
Canada's been doing well. I mean, the bronze medals in a bunch of world championships recently. You never know.
Do you have Canada's top 6?
Yes, I do. They have 6 guys in the 50 free right now. Or we're talking the 100. 100, only one guy's under 50 point right now. And
for
they're
a year or
For the
For the
calendar
year, yeah.
for the calendar year, I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah, no one will be ready.
well,
Yes.
January or February now.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is a weird thing. We got out of the pool, and I've got that like swimmer itch, that chlorine kind of thing, you know.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Luke was over here bathing in lotion not too long ago.
I told you the
I
chemistry
was
is
having one
off.
of those things. I don't know if it happens like worse in the winter with
Yeah.
dry skin, but I
Yeah.
get out of the pool and rinsed off, and now I'm just like at the little
The chemistry's off. It's all the pH, man.
Not cool.
Yeah.
All right, so guys,
unacceptable.
we're at 33 minutes here. I think this is a good place to call it.
Yep.
I think we can hold off our Olympic game till next time.
That sounds good.
Sounds good
So
to
next time we'll be doing a 2016 Olympic game. I think we'll also talk about any current events and also our anticipated races for NCAAs.
Ooh.
All right, so I'll prep on that. So you guys that are viewing, just make sure you look at those and you can post in the comments your most anticipated races coming up for NCAAs here. Any closing thoughts?
Looking forward to learning about NCAA swimming because I really haven't been paying attention to what's going on. So I'm looking forward to seeing the conference meets and what teams are looking strong and what new swimmers are popping up. What good freshmen are there?
There you go. Brian?
So I had this thought this morning about what. So we had a woman this year at Abby Whitesell who went 20 point 53.
Yep.
And I thought, how long does it take until there's a woman who goes 19? And I thought, is it a weird question? Does it happen in our lifetime? And then I went, for sure, I think it happens in our lifetime. And I bet that it's less than 20 years that a woman goes 19. But that's going to be an awesome day when that happens because it's a win, not if.
That'll be awesome.
That'd be
But
pretty
maybe,
20 years.
maybe we'll see a 20 point again at NCAA.
When does a woman go 19?
What
53?
was the fastest short course time 20 years ago? Look, in 2000, what was the NCAA record in 53 women? Bet you it was 20. I bet you it was a 21-3 or something.
No, I think it was
No, I think it
slower.
was
slower.
21-7,
There we go.
21-8.
Because you're asking to drop a second in 20 years. Have we dropped a second in the last 20 years? Probably.
I don't think we have, but I think it's been close, like 0.7 or
Just thinking,
Suit area is biased. Well, in 2000 there's no suits. We're okay.
you had like the Aquablade short john.
You had some stuff.
You had that in
for sure.
2000.
Yeah.
That was right when it came out. So
Justin, we getting anywhere on the 2000?
I'm trying to
53?
find something that's oddly specific. Wiki.
you didn't have that handy.
Wiki only shows like who
Yeah.
won that year, basically.
Who was it, or what'd they go when they won?
Well, no. Yeah, just in terms of the school. Sorry, that was not specific enough.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. I failed.
I think it's going to take longer than 20 years. I'm going to say, but I do think we see it in our lifetime, which I had never thought about that. That's crazy, though.
But on the men's side, it only took
Oh, I mean,
from
it took one person.
yeah
Right?
Oh, right, but that's
right?
what I'm saying. Like, what if
Right.
that? What
It
if
takes
that?
one-
What if that freak comes along?
You call him Dressel Freak?
Yeah, yeah, I am.
freak in a good way.
I mean, it's crazy. Like
It is.
that time, I've said it before on this podcast. The 17.6 is
Nuts.
like to me just one of
Remember
those
what we were talking
otherworldly
about? Will he
swims.
break 18? Oh, I don't think he's going to break 18. He dropped so much the year before. No way he gets under 18.
I
Then-
mean, 2005.
boom!
2005 is when it first went down. Under
8 to
19.
Oh, yeah, under 19, yeah.
Under 19.
With Fred,
And-
right?
Yeah, and so it took. I mean, it took what 14 years,
But
which seems
1.4
crazy that it was that
under.
long. Yeah, to
How
go
long did it take to go under 19?
35
Right?
years.
And that's the tough thing. It's just so unpredictable.
That was
right?
a
It
big
just
barrier.
takes-
But then you got another guy who just blows it out of the water. So
Yeah.
I mean, it could be crazy.
Like you said, it's person dependent or athlete dependent, right? But that will be awesome.
But that's gonna be an epic day.
Big time.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right, so that's it. To the female that goes under 20 in the 53.
Yeah,
We're
who wants
excited
it?
to watch that.
Who
Who's going
wants
to be
it?
the next one? Or the first one?
What kind of suits? Super suits? I don't know.
Let's
Super
do it.
duper suit.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Have a good night.
Yeah.